guys, welcome back to Twisted Stitches. My name is Tammy. How has everybody been doing? How have you guys been? I have missed you. I've missed you beyond words. You know what? I can't even explain how much I miss you guys. I know I've been gone for a hot minute. I know that. And you're going to be like, "Whoa, she's back. She's back and she must have tons of stuff to show us." Yeah, maybe not so much. So I won't try to make this too long, but I do have a little story for you guys. So a little fun little story to share with you guys. Now, many of you, like I, are yarn hoarders, yarn connoisseurs, yarn collectors, yarnaholics, hey, we got little problems and stuff like that. So most of our husbands, old man, whatever, significant others usually are like, whatever, if that's what they want to do, let them do it. That's their thing. Maybe some of them aren't so nice, but the majority of them are probably pretty okay with it, especially when they get things out of it and they see things being created out of it. Then they're like, okay, she's spending a few bucks, but at least I'm getting something out of it, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? So, I have created a monster, guys. I have created a monster. Now, y'all know the last time I was on here, I showed you a loom hat that I had done because I bought the loom set for Thomas, and I wanted to see how it worked. I wanted to show him that it wasn't that hard to do, that I think he could do it pretty easily. Well, he's been practicing and he's been doing it. But here's the funny little story. So picture this, 1.5 weeks ago or so, in that time frame, okay? You with me now? Okay. I go into Walmart. We go into Walmart. So I say to Thomas, I need a few things. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to get me some items. And then if you want to come with me, that's fine. No. I'm going to go. He drives one of those things. We call them the Hot Wheels. I'm going to go float around and see what there is to see. You go ahead. And when you're done, come find me. Okay, that's fine. So I went and I did my little shopping. And I got my little stuff that I needed. 10 minutes or so. Approximately 10 minutes or so. So I go, I need to find Thomas now. So I do the usual. Go over to automotive. He's not in automotive. I go over to electronics, because boys, not in electronics. I go over to toys, because once again, boys, not in the toys. So I'm walking around Wally World, and I can't find him. And I'm like, Thomas, wherefore art thou, my Thomas? Where are thee? Where has thine gone in thine great Wally World? And no response. Usually I've got a pretty loud voice. He usually can hear me, yelling through the store, because that's how I do things. I just yell through the store. I forget that I have a phone sometimes. So, blink, yes, I have a phone. Okay, let me call him and find out where he is. Well, actually, I'll text him. Where are you? I've looked everywhere. Bink. Come to the yarn aisle. They are having a sale. You've got to see this. I have created a monster. It wasn't a yarn sale for me. He wasn't concerned about, hey, look at the yarn that's on sale that you might like. No. Au contraire, mon frère. He found some yarn on sale for him. So, I don't know. It just was one of those things that I was like, really? Really? Did you just do a me? Who do you think you are? You doing to me? Oh. Anyway, so I will show you the yarn he found on sale that he actually made something out of. So let's see, how should we do this? Let me show you his stuff first, because it was kind of sweet, because he wanted me to use the hats that he's been using the loom to make loom hats, and he's been practicing on it, and he wanted me to take his work and use it for my podcast because he knows I've been just running behind. I've had a lot of stuff going on, and I was like, no, I am not going to take your hats and pawn them. First of all, I wouldn't do that because I didn't do it. So he gets the credit because he did all these. But I figured when I started looking at his hats, and I've seen some of the little mistakes and some of the little things that I told him, but, you know, he thought he knew better than me, and he did them his way. So without further ado, let's get into some of the loom hats Tomas has done in these last couple weeks since I've seen you. So the first one was done with, now this one here, he did on, I brought the looms in here with me. Oh, get off. He has some yarn on here, but it's not really on, so he just has a slip knot on, so I'm taking it off. Oh, and by the way, I have to show you something too. Don't let me forget, okay? Because I bought him an Afghan loom, so, because he says he wants to make a blanket, so I say, why not? Gives him something to do. And I have plenty of 4-weight yarn. I don't have a lot of this 5-weight yarn, so that's why he was shopping for it. So anyway, so these are the looms that you mostly use to make the hats. This one I think has, what did I say the one time, 36, and this has like 56 pegs on it or something like that. You're supposed to use a 5-weight yarn on these, but you can use a 6-weight because I did a hat with 6-weight using this loom originally. This one here is to make an adult size hat using 5-weight yarn. So when I had done the other black hat that I showed on my last podcast, I used this one, which is for like a kid size, makes kid size hat, like maybe, 10, 12-ish child, something like that. So, and I tried to explain to him the reason I used the smaller loom was because I was using a 6-weight yarn, which was 1 yarn thickness more than the recommended yarn for these. So therefore, the hat would come out bigger, fitting an adult. So kid size loom, hat loom, using a thicker yarn will make an adult hat. So I don't think he grasped that concept. So he grabs this loom and he grabs the yarn that I had picked him up. This is the Loops and Threads Tweeds or something like that. So he's got all the little tweeds and stuff in there, which I love this particular. I like tweed things and speckles and stuff like that. So anyway, he puts it on here. He makes this hat. Now I'm not going to try it on, but it is small. It fits like a... He didn't believe me, I guess. It would go on my head, see? It'll go on, but it's kind of small. Kinda, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't... It's more for, like, 12-year-old type kid or something like that. So when he realized this, he said, oh, so I have to use the bigger loom to make the adult size hat. And I said, yes, but with the 5-weight yarn. Somewhere, somehow, he was not listening. It's like a child. He was, you have to do this. And he hears, bleep, 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 bleep. And I said, okay. And I saw him pull out this 6-weight yarn, the blanket yarn. So he grabs this and he starts making it with that blanket yarn that I got him. And he goes, it'll be fine. And I said, no, you're going to need to use this size for the 6-weight and it'll make an adult size hat. No, you told me I need to use this. I said, you need to use this with the 5-weight. Trying to explain to him how just by changing hook size and or changing the weight of the yarn, you can take a pattern that is made for a child and turn it into an adult type thing. I was trying to explain this to him. I still don't think he totally understands it. He's just asked me now, what one do I use? Okay, well, so then he makes this one. He's like, I'm going to make it black and gold because, everything's black and gold. Y'all know that story. I'm not getting into it. So he makes this one. Now this one is, well, actually, like this. It is ginormous. Look. Ooh, it's more than a slouchy hat. And it's very Very big. See? That's a good look, huh? Oh, I can see through it. Anyway, oh, don't do that. That drives me crazy. Anyway, so he makes this one, and then he puts it on, and he goes, oh, I guess it was a little too big. I said, you think? So he goes, okay. So then he finally goes to me, he goes, well, if I use that tweed yarn again that you got me, which loom do I use? And I said, if you're using 5-weight, I showed him where to find the weight, the weight thickness of the yarn on the yarn ball, and he's got that down. And I said, if you're using the 5-weight, which is the recommended weight for this loom, use this for an adult hat. Okay, I gotcha. All right. So he went and he made this one. And it actually is an adult size. It fits nicely. As you can see, it goes down over the ears. It's not, I don't feel like I'm trying to stretch it on. It works. It's good. See? Kind of cute, kind of like it. Now, he did it, yay. So, oh, excuse me, I'm getting fuzzes everywhere. I'm so sorry. So, I was like, see, now do you understand? And he, oh, I think I understand now. You know, I felt like this was probably a good video, I thought. Stuff that, explaining how using a 6-weight yarn and a 5-weight yarn using the same loom can make such a huge difference. See the difference? That is crazy, right, guys? So, you know, this kind of is just like a little update. If you have a pattern and for whatever reason the pattern doesn't go up a size that you need, or vice versa, if you need to go down a size, you can always get a thicker or a thinner weight yarn and make the same pattern and get the sizes adjustments, whether it be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, and or you can change around your hooks a little bit, bigger hook or smaller hook. So, or needles, same goes for knitting. So all you newbies out there, this is just a visual. See, both of these hats were done on this adult size hat making loom, and one was with the 6 blanket weight yarn and one is with regular 5-weight yarn. Big, like huge difference for real. So he made these, and then remember I told you the story about him finding yarn on sale? He did. Look at this. I'm kind of proud of him too. Like I feel like I'm rubbing off on him a little bit. I'm trying to get him to do stuff, explore, see if he likes it. He likes doing things, working with his hands. He likes crafting and stuff like that. And he always is curious about what I'm doing. So why not? Why not give it a shot? So the yarn that he found on sale at Walmart was the hometown yarn. And look, $2. And he got, and this is a 5-weight yarn, and he got the color Louisville Julep. So it is a mint color. So it is a really, it's like, I don't know, let me see, vibrant green, mint green. So he took that and he made, using the adult size, because this is a 5-weight, he made this hat here. And he did a pretty darn good job. He's getting a lot better. His stitches are getting a little bit tighter. He's starting to really understand, you know, the concept of tension. He did make a few boo-boos right there. He's got a couple twisted stitches. Nothing big deal. I mean, I make mistakes all the time. Sometimes I just don't tell anybody. I just kind of fudge it and hide it in there a little bit. So anyway, it came out really cute. He is continuing to do the same pattern from the same tutorial. Let me see how this goes on. I never tried this one on. It's a little tight feeling, but I think that is the yarn itself. It feels, I know my hair's a mess, right? It feels Well, plus his tension was a little bit better on this one. It feels good because it doesn't feel like it's too loose and it doesn't feel like it's going to fall off the head. I rolled this up, but I could pull this down and make it more of like a, kind of like a slouchy hat, but it's too stiff. It's weird. The last time I worked with Hometown Yarn, it reminded me more of like the Karen Simply Soft, just a thicker version. This one feels a little stiff. I don't know, maybe it'll soften up in the wash. This hasn't been washed yet. But this is a really cute hat. It came out pretty cute, I think. Yeah, I like the color too. I usually stay away from mint greens and stuff like this, but this kind of is more on the aqua blue side to me. In my eyes, this is what I'm seeing more. So that was the last hat he has done. He did, like I said, he did have on the smaller loom this on there. So I'm thinking he's going to make a smaller hat, but this is what he had left. Oops, I'm just rolling this up. This is what he had left out of the skein of yarn, which, let me see. This is 5 ounces, 142 grams, and it has 81 yards. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. Look at this. This says it's a super bulky. Now, isn't that odd that on the bigger loom, ooh, maybe he used the smaller loom. That he did, because this was on the smaller loom. He used the smaller loom on this. So, my mistake. He must have used the smaller loom on this one, because that's why he was asking me how to find out the thickness of the yarn. And I showed him how to find the thickness. I don't remember. I don't remember everything. And he said something about 6, and I said, you better do that on the smaller one. I remember. This was like over a week ago. So I had to, reboot, remember everything. So yes, excuse me for not stating the right facts, but this is a 6-weight yarn, and he did it on the smaller loom, not on the bigger loom. So forgive me, guys. I totally forgot about it. Totally forgot that this one, yeah, he did this on the smaller loom. Because I remember saying to him, are you going to do that on the bigger loom? If that's a 6-weight, you know what's going to happen. He goes, no, I'm doing it on the smaller one. The 6-weight yarns go on the smaller one, and the 5-weight yarns go on the bigger one. And I said, exactly. Now, I've created another monster, because all of the stuff he's making is on, like if he makes this 6-weight hat, there's only 36 pegs. Only 36 pegs. And nothing for nothing. Yes, you got to put some time into it, but really, y'all know who have been crocheting and or knitting for a while, if you go and grab yourself a bigger hook or needles and you grab yourself some thick weight yarn, you can whip out a hat in, maybe 3.5, maybe 4 hours max. I mean, that's like, not really rushing. If you really want to rush through it, you could really go. So he's like, I got all those hats done in the time that it took you to do one hat. I see you. I see you. You just remember that when you finally get better, remember this conversation, when you get better and you start working with thinner weight yarns, then we shall see who got what done, when, how fast, and what. Talking to me about that. So I've created a monster. Okay, so I wanted to show you those because we got to give the new creators the ups. I mean, it was sweet. It was sweet of him to be like, oh, I know you've been really busy and we've been going a lot and we've had the grandbabies and blah, 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 life. And my ADD was like, don't feel like doing this anymore. What else could I do? Oh, let me go do laundry. Oh, let me go fold the laundry. Oh, let me go. I gotta feed the dog. Oh, let me go check the mail. I gotta go check the mail. Because, like, seriously, when I start getting bored, I start thinking of other things I should be doing instead of knitting and or crocheting or something like that. And believe me when I say I got very, very bored doing the hat that it took me way too long, just way too long. But I did have my 4-year-old grandbaby. We had her like right after I did the video for the unboxing, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. had our 4-year-old grandbaby who was with us for 3 days and 2 nights. And she wanted to do things all the time. And that's fine. That's great. You know, you don't get a lot of time sometimes to really have, like, she came in and she goes, I'm staying for 2 weeks. Luckily she doesn't understand the concept of time, because by the last day, Grandma was like, so what? Have you spent your 2 weeks? Are you ready to go home yet? Yeah, I want to go see Mommy and Daddy. All right. Love you. Love you, precious. But Grandma is very, very tired. And Grandma has not worked on any of her crochet or knitting. And Grandma is just pooped. Yeah, so I did get it done. I did finally now. The hat that I've been working on for ever. Ta-da! She's done. Yes. And she fits. I know she looks really small, doesn't she? But well, I don't know if it's a she. It has a lot of stretch. A lot of give. So that's the top of the hat. And we won't pick out every single little boo-boo, but I'm going to show you a little bit of boo-boo only because it's something I don't know how to make work. And I'll show you why in just a minute. So here she is. I made this with, hold on one second, I'll grab the yarn. I'm back. I made this with the It's a Wrap. This is, remember I told you I went to Michael's, got these on sale for the first couple that I got were on sale for $5, and that was 2 months ago. And then I went back about a month ago when Michael's was still having their sales, and I got these for $3. $3. So it is in the colorway Documentary. This is super fine yarn, a 1-weight yarn, or whatever you want to call it. And it is, 50% cotton and 50% acrylic. Feels great. It is very, 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 it seems like even thinner than some of the 1-weights, like the fingering weight, hand-dyed yarns and stuff like that. It's a little bit thinner than that. So I was a little bit worried when I did this pattern. This pattern is the Ross hat pattern, which I will leave links to everything that I talked about, even the YouTube tutorial that he uses for those hats, which, come on guys, tell him he needs to do a different style of hat. He needs to push the envelope a little bit. He's getting cocky with these. He's like, I can do this with my eyes closed. So yeah, we need to get him out of his comfort zone and push him into something different. So I keep telling him there's other tutorials out there to see a different style of hat. But men a lot of times are one-trick ponies, and that's all they do over and over until you finally grab them by the hair and go, do something different. Anyway, I digress. So back to this hat. It was made with the It's a Wrap and Documentary. I wanted it to have some striping in there. I felt that the lighter color, which is almost like a aqua, that's more of the color right there, was maybe on the feminine side. And this hat is going to Tom. If you remember, I did say I was making him a hat in this very lightweight material, so because he wears hats in the summertime, and this is going to be a lot more comfortable and cool. Some of the hats that I made for him that he wears, even the cotton ones that I've crocheted for him, that's still going to be pretty hot because that's a 4-weight cotton. So I find 4-weight cotton too hot for me. I won't wear something with 4-weight cotton, even though it's cotton, in Florida. So digressing again. So here it is. It's the first time I played around with striping, so I did get out of my comfort zone a little bit. I really flubbed. I think I told you guys the last time I showed it, I really flubbed on the ribbing. And it was because, I was having some problems with the purling, and then I found Norwegian Pearling. I love Norwegian Pearling. As a matter of fact, I love Norwegian Pearling so much that I am anxious to get onto a pattern that is going to have rows where you have to purl back. And I'm excited about it. I was dreading it every time I looked at that pattern. I'm like, I really want to make this, but it is purl back. And I was like, it'll take me forever, especially in fingering weight yarn. I mean, it's going to take me forever anyway. That's going to be something that I'm doing in the background that y'all aren't going to see or know or hear about until I'm like ready to show it. Anyway, I digress. See, ADD going off. I don't know why I'm so hyper tonight. I haven't even had coffee. I don't know. Anyway, I will put it on because it does fit. Like, I mean, when I first, undid it and I put it up, I was like, oh, what is this? It's so teensy tiny. It really reminds me of a teensy tiny hat, but it really does stretch and go on, and it fits just like the Ross hat. And I know a lot of you have seen his hats, and you've seen him in his hats, and you know that this is the way they fit. I made it according to his pattern as far as the amount of stitches that I put on. He revamped his pattern. I had his pattern for a little while now in my queue of patterns, and I put that pattern in like when I was wanting to start knitting, but I really wasn't doing it yet. But then, I mean, a lot of you know that he updated his pattern, and this has been a while, so I'm not giving you any new information, but he updated his pattern, and he includes in his pattern how to make the Ross hat out of fingering weight, the number 1, DK, 4 weights, and I think it even has 5 weight, like the chunky weight. I'm not sure. Don't take me, don't take that for definite. But anywho, I was like, oh, awesome, because I do like the Ross hat. It really is a good hat, a basic hat pattern for like a man. It really is. I mean, this really goes on most men's heads almost perfectly. I mean, this is, yeah, see, it comes out pretty nice. I even like that little pattern with the decreases, the way the decreases are written. I like the way it patterns a little bit. Anyway, so I really like the way this turned out. Even though it has some mistakes in it, it is so nice and lightweight. I mean, really, really lightweight. I'm hoping he's going to love it because this was a lot of work. It really was. And especially when I just was having problems with the purling. So I had to ask you guys something. So I'm going to show you the back. Okay, so here is the back, kind of like where I did all my yarn color, at the beginning and to the end of the row, where I did my yarn color changes and stuff like that. And I had to weave in my tails, obviously. And you can see how like funky that looks. Now, normally, anytime I've knitted a hat out of like 4 weight. And when I had to weave in the tails, it was just like, it seemed very easy. It seemed like I had plenty of poof to get the tails in there and not notice anything. But I was having a heckle of a hard time hiding, like doing this. Inside, I had all these nice little purl bumps. And I'm trying to follow the stitching the way it looked, blah, 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 like I've done in the past with my other knitted hats that I've made. But because this is so thin and there's no like puff and fuzz, there was a couple of times I was hiding the yarn in, and then I flipped it out, and I'm like, here's an example right here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I hope you can. I'm going to put my finger in it right here in this lighter color. You can literally see like the yarn string going up, and it's not hidden. Literally, I can take a needle and pull that out, that little piece right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. And I can pull that out and make like a loop, and it's in there good. So what I had to start doing is I had to keep flipping it back and forth, and all these, it just would not, how do you hide it when you have such a fine yarn and it's not going to puff. It's not going to, I don't think it's not going to swell. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to, even if I wash it, it's not going to and swell and cover that up. It's just like, it's there. I mean, I'm going to tell them, hey, that's the back of it. Put it towards the back so people don't notice it as much, whatever. But yeah, I was just wondering if you guys have any hints, tips, or tricks on how to weave in tails on like maybe a very thin cotton like this that just doesn't get in there. I mean, I really had a heck of a time. I literally started hiding the tails into the front of it because I was able to go in some of these stitches and just kind of go like this, like wrap, and then pull it through so it wasn't so obvious. Ugh. Yeah, so that was my one thing I am showing you because I would really love it if you guys, if there's some kind of tip or trick that you know to make it work, because literally I thought I was doing everything right. I've tied in ends or hidden in ends in a knitted hat before, and this was just not working well. It was not having it. So just, if you do, just leave it in the comment section. I'd really appreciate that. But other than that, I'm pretty pleased with the way it turned out. I am very happy the way it turns out. So that, guys, is everything I've gotten done. I mean, literally, that's it. I finished the hat. I have not worked on any of my other stuff. I haven't worked on the Sis Love shawl. I do have plans on putting on a shirt that I did buy some more yarn for. I know. You know what? Even Tomas was like, I thought you had plenty of yarn for everything you wanted to do. And I was going through Pinterest like I do sometimes, and out popped up this particular like t-shirt, and I was like, oh, I want to make that. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to put that on the hook like right away as soon as I get this hat done, because this hat has been my nemesis, I'm going to tell you. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to do that as soon as I'm done with the hat. I'm going to put it on. I did have a couple other things that I was talking to you about from the Christian Omdal, those like the boleros that I want to make. But I thought those I can make and use them like in the wintertime too. And this is actually going to be like a t-shirt, like a kind of like an open stitch type t-shirt. Anyway, I'll put the picture of it right here. This is the Pinterest picture that I saw, and I went, I really want to make that. I like it. Now, in my mind, I looked at that and I went, oh, that looks like Kobu yarn. And I was like, I have some Kobu yarn. So, you know, whatever. So I was like, I'll just use some of my Kobu yarn. Here, it's not Kobu. As I looked at the pattern, which it's a free pattern on her blog site, I'm going to leave the link to her pattern in my description box if you want to go and I mean, I think it was a really cute looking shirt. I actually got hooked on some of her patterns that I was seeing in her blog. I was going through some of her stuff, and I actually have a couple of her tops and things like that in my queue. You know, like I need more stuff that I need to do. But anyhow, digressing. I looked through the pattern and I was reading it, and I was like expecting to see, oh, you're going to need blah amount of Kobu yarn. No, I needed Trubu yarn. Well, that's what she used for that particular shirt. And I was like, I really want my shirt to look like that. So I really wanted that exact color that you saw. And that color is called mushroom. I don't know where they get mushrooms. So what did I do? I went online, I typed in Trubu. I went on and I found Trubu, but now y'all it was on sale. It was on sale at Joann's. And I think I picked it up for, let me see, hold on, I'll be right back. So, yep, right here. So it was on sale. I don't want to rip this. I don't remember what it was on sale for. Does anybody remember what the Trubu was on sale at Joann's like last week? I think it was $2.47. I might be mistaken. I can't find the receipt. Cannot find the receipt. I thought the receipt was in this bag, but no, it's not in the bag. But anyway, I did go and get some of the True Boo, and I got it in this mushroom color, which I really like this color. I really like the way that top looks, and I really want to make it. So I did. I picked up some of these, and because it was on sale, I also picked up a few of this color. Whoops, this is getting all torn up. This is coral. Oops, it's blown out. This is coral. A very pretty coral. The orange is a very vibrant tangerine creamsicle color. Beautiful, but it's like a creamsicle color. This is, if I hold it back here, I think it won't blow out. It's shiny too, so that's what's making it blow out a little bit. So this is a nice, pretty coral color. And then I did pick up a few. They had a few of this color, which is, I think, tan. Yes, tan. See the tan color? I plan on making Riley a cardigan, maybe, out of this. I know I have the Kobu to make her a cardigan. I'm on the fence about what I'm going to do with this. So anyway, yes, I did buy some. I picked up, actually, I picked up the rest of, it had like 3 tans, 4 or 5 of that coral, but I was able to, which made me very happy, pick up, I think, 6 or 7 in this mushroom color. And on the pattern calls for, I think for the biggest size, I think it says you need 6. So I don't need to make the biggest size, but that's how I kind of shop for my yarn. I know that sounds weird. Like if I am making a sweater and the sweater states that for 3X, 4X, 5X, whatever it is, that you need 1 or 2 more Hank Skeins cakes of yarn than what my size is, I pick them up. That way, I'm never going to play yarn chicken. I just don't like playing yarn chicken. I don't like wondering if I'm going to have enough to make something. So that's the way I do it. I've done it like that since day one. I have yarn in my bucket. I have leftover yarn from when I made my daughter, the very first blanket I ever made, when I made my daughter. I still have leftover yarn because I was like, I'm going to need blah amount of yarn for this, and I was like, but let me grab 4 more just in case. And I used it over the years. For the longest time, that was my practice yarn. But yeah, I mean, like, I still have some of that from, well, she's 26, so, and I made her blanket when she was 3, I think 3. Yeah, so 23 years. That's bad. So anyway, I did buy, oh, and just so you know the stats on this is a 3-weight yarn. This is 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, and there's 241 yards in this. And this is 100% bamboo. And it feels like nice and cool, and it feels so nice on the skin. And that's why I really got to make a top out of this. So that, beyond some of the other stuff that I am still working on, that I haven't worked on in a while, but I am going to be working on it. And I have to have several things to work on, because if I get bored, I have to have something else that I can do, because I am seriously the kind of person that when I'm sitting there, like this hat, seriously, it's like knit. When I got to where it was just knitting around, and that sounds like one of those songs, right? When I got to that point, I literally was like, oh, I need something else to do. But I kept going, I gotta get it done, so don't do it. Because literally, there was so many times that I put it down, and I went, I want to do something else. And I was like, nope, you got to get it done. And I was like, but I just want to do something else. And I was, yeah. Many times that was going to be like an unfinished object. But I was like, nope. Get it done. That's how my mind works. That's what goes through my mind. That's why I have several whips. So, yeah. So anyway, but you know what? You know what has kept my interest? And something that I continue to want to do. And I kind of like when I was making that hat, and every time I was like, oh, put it down, I was like, I just want to pick up the Sis Love shawl pattern again. Because I did get, let me show ya. I went and I took another one of the cakes and I pulled it apart. And I did do little things like this. So I pulled it apart. So now I just got to figure out how I'm going to put it into there, because the way I figured it out is I'm going to need, I'm hoping that this is the last that I'm going to need. I think this is all that I'm going to need. So I think I'm going to go back to the gold and start blending it back down, or this color here, this one, then to this one, and then to this one, and then to this one at the very end, and blend it all back again. I think it's going to look good. I think it's going to work out. So that's what I've been working on. That's everything that's been going on, guys. I'm sorry I babbled a little bit. So anyway, that is everything. That's everything I want to talk to you guys. I hope you guys are going to have an amazing, amazing rest of your weekend. I've missed you guys. I am going to get back on the saddle and get cracking down a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to have another podcast, for next week, because I don't know what I'm going to be able to get done, be honest with you. Things are starting to get a little bit quieter, but I still have been doing, I've had a lot of other things to do. I had to go get my CEUs done for my nursing license. That took a whole day. I mean, honestly. And I procrastinate until the very last minute. And so I have to spend the whole day doing my CEUs and then getting my license and stuff. Yeah, I am that person. I am the one who goes, oh, it's July 30th. I have to have everything done before July, or I have to have everything done and pay for my nursing license by July 31st, or I'm going to have to pay extra. So that's what I was doing on July 30th. Ooh, CEUs and taking tests. Woohoo! So that's been it, guys. It's been a little bit hectic, a lot of running around. Yeah, my average, whatever. So I don't know if I'll have anything finished by next week or not. But I might come on here because I'm going to start on that top. So maybe I'll come on here and show you the progress on the top. So I don't know if I'm going to stay exclusive or if I'm going to do like I did and try to slam something out and get things finished. I really do want to finish that Sis Love shawl. I know, I keep saying it, right? So yeah, I want to finish that, and I do have some other things on the back burner that I'm still working on in the meantime. So yeah, got a lot of little stupid things going on I got to get done. Okay, guys, that's it. How's everything been going with you? Have you been working on something? Have you been exclusive to something? Or are you kind of just bopping around in your stuff? Have you gotten a lot done? Or are you out and about more because it's summertime and doing stuff with the kids and getting them outside? What's been going on with you guys? So I miss you guys so much. Love you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay creative, okay, guys? Love you so much. We'll be talking very, very soon. Bye.